Alright guys, well I'm back today with another high value and budget weapons lighting system from Votatu. This is a very innovative and unique design from Votatu, and it's their brand new ML50. It incorporates the charging, the light, and the pressure switch, as well as the mounting system, all in one monolithic module, allowing it to be very adaptive, clean, and easy to mount in a wide variety of situations. Now, is this light going to be for everybody? Not every situation is going to need this light, but it is a very innovative solution that allows you to direct mount to Mlok or pick rail with the same mounting system, and all of that is included in the box. The other cool thing is the price of this guy comes in right at about $50 with free Amazon Prime shipping, and on top of that, like I normally do, try to negotiate you guys a discount code, and they've included a 10% off code in the description below, dropping the price down to about $45 with free shipping. We are going to go over the specs and features and the positives and negatives of this very unique lighting system from Votatu. Now, before we get too far into it, I do want to give a huge shout out to Callaway Ballistics for providing the 147 grain subs for the channel. These guys are super clean and quiet. They also have the code 704TACTICAL for 5% off and free shipping on orders over $200. They've got a ton of different subs in stock, so definitely check them out. But back into the review. Now, the light itself comes with everything you need in the box, and I love Votatu because they really include a ton of different mounting solutions or pressure switch options depending on what lighting system you select. They've also made that 10% discount code valid across the board, so even if you don't like this light, definitely check out some of the other ones I've been posting lately. This technology and this quality of technology was not available anywhere near this price, or even the designs of this light weren't available just 7 or 8 years ago when I started the YouTube channel. So as technology progresses, you can get a really good lighting system for an affordable price. Now, in a nutshell, this is going to be great for situations like you see here. I've been struggling to find a weapons light for this AKV for a while just because of the way it mounts on the side of the Mlok rail system right here. And where do I put the pressure switches? I'm limited in space, and this thing dropped in perfectly. Now, right out of the box, it will come with this pick rail attachment located right here and an Mlok attachment nuts through here. And you'll have to take one of those off depending on what you're going to do. For this one, I removed the Mlok nuts and clamped it down on top of the pick rail, and you can see it's incredibly easy and ergonomic and very intuitive. You mount it up here, you can actuate the pressure switch with ease, and everything is good to go with your magnetic charging port located at the rear. Now, the maximum lumen output is 2400 lumens, but at the standard kind of low lumen setting, it's 1200 lumens. And even at that low lumen setting, it still throws a beam at about 125 yards. So it works out really good. It probably throws a beam even further, but for practical purposes, I was using this in the backyard at night, 125 yards to the tree line, and I could make everything out. But we'll talk a little bit more about the lighting, throw, and beam in a minute. I still want to talk about the overall design and ergonomics of this. Now, if you were wanting to mount it to an Mlok rail system, you simply remove the nuts that hold on the pick rail attachment, pull that whole assembly off, and you can see what you have here is those Mlok mounting nuts, and you can bolt it right to the Mlok, and it hugs a wide variety of Mlok rails, including the side mounting system right here. So if you wanted to reach up and actuate the pressure switch on the side, as you see here, just kind of reaching up and grabbing around, again, very intuitive. Now, this lighting system is cool. If I move everything out of the way here, because it has a temporary on like most pressure switches. So you can hold it down to clear corners. Now, if you double click, it goes into the high mode. If you single click, it goes into the low mode, and you have the constant on. Now, the switch up at the front is actually a defensive strobe, which is pretty cool and very effective. A single click turns it permanently on, and then a long press is going to be temporary for clearing corners and things like that. The other cool thing about this is it's IPX6 waterproof rated, and as you can see in the intro, I've actually taken this at least one range trip in the rain, and it got fairly wet with no issues whatsoever. So that's a pretty cool feature, especially when you're considering this is a sub $50 weapons light. The aluminum housing is incredibly durable and robust, and when you pull it out of the package, you feel like you're getting a premium top-tier light, but again, a fraction of the price. The other thing I did was run this under slow-mo to see if it skipped on or off under recoil, because that's a good indicator if batteries or connections are coming loose, and it did not strobe on or off either on the 9mm or the 223. Now, a lot of people think the 223 would have more recoil, but actually the blowback 9s, especially with the can on the end, have more felt recoil and are known to jar around optics and lights a little bit more, and that's why I ran a lot of that Callaway ballistics ammo through this lighting system with no issues whatsoever. It's got a full charge time of about 2.5 hours, but because of that and the batteries inside this unit, you can get a maximum battery life of about 4 to 5 hours out of this, depending on the lighting scenario you're using. You can get all those detailed specs and features on the website. Now, a lot of guys will run pressure switches exactly where they want them and put the lights exactly where they want them. And that's about the only downfall of a lighting system like this, is the fact that you have to run the pressure switch because it's permanently attached to the light right next to the light itself. So if you wanted to run your light up at the front and your switch down at the rear, this is not going to be the light for you. And I want to make that clear. It's all one housing system. Though this is a great option for smaller builds or setups where space is limited and you want all of your mounting and everything set up right here, or you don't mind just a touch of shadow, you can move this a little bit further back on the rail. For reference, this is a 16-inch rail with a 16-inch barrel with a 13.5-inch rail, and you don't get much shadow at all, if not any. I mean, it really is a nice flood. Now, the other thing about this is it does have a center spot and a floodlight around the center spot, allowing this to light up the entire backyard, as you can see in the intro, to about 125 yards and throw the beam for an incredible distance. I also tried this in the high setting over on the land and through the beam at about 200 yards max before I ran into the tree line, and it illuminated it great. For the situations you would use this light in, it's definitely adequate for almost every lighting situation you could possibly go to. And what I like about this is it actually starts off in the low mode. So for personal defense inside your home or around your car or even in your yard, the minute you click this on, it's on low mode, so it doesn't blind you inside your hallway. It's actually a very good, nice 1200 lumens, fills up the hallway if you wanted to see what you're engaging in a personal defense situation. But a simple double click turns it to that blinding 2400 lumen high output mode for those distance shots. So it's a good ergonomic feel. It's a good method of operation for this light to be useful in almost every single scenario you can possibly think of. Again, this is not the light to end all lights. I've reviewed other weapons lights with IPX8 waterproof ratings, further beam distances, more modular, but there are also a lot of the surefires with, you know, a $300 light with a $120 pressure switch, and you're looking at like $350 to $400 all in for some of those lighting situations. Now, some of them can be found for as low as $250 for some of those really impressive lights, and I've also reviewed different things like the Odin series of lights, which are pretty darn cool. But again, you have that offset pressure switch, a little bit larger light, and you're looking at about $150. There's nothing on the market that I've seen that compares to something like this for the price or for the compact nature and ease of use. You're just going to have some of those limiting factors, so something to consider. I'm a huge fan of this light. They will be permanently staying on these guns, so you can tell I really like them because I'm going to continue to use them. I'm going to continue to push them to the limits and see what they're capable of when it comes to round count, and I'll keep you updated on the channel. Again, don't forget all the information, linking in, discount codes in the description below. Those are Amazon affiliate links, so if you decide to purchase something and utilize that link, it helps out the channel at no extra cost to you, just brings you right to the sale. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.